We're live, baby.
Let's go. Travis, thank you very much for joining.
Shane, thank you for having me today.
Yep. Got you down here. I guess first I just wanted to introduce Travis. Travis, great agent, consistently top producing, Coldwell banker, realtor, representing buyers, sellers, investors. Just thankful to have some time to talk to you, have you share some knowledge.
Yeah.
Let's get into it.
Yeah, let's get into it. First and foremost, thank you, Shane, for taking time out of your schedule to allow me to come here.
Absolutely.
First time doing this, so this is going to be
Same.
Yeah, let's try and weave this as nicely together.
We'll figure it out.
But
let Alfredo.
Yeah, we'll let Alfredo figure this out. But yeah, I mean, I've been doing real estate roughly about 6 years now.
Okay.
And with Coldwell Banker
Gotcha.
Realty, and it's been a fun ride so far. It's been very rewarding, being able to help people and buyers and sellers and everything in between.
I agree.
But at the same time, it has its challenges as well too.
Yes. Yes, it
But
does.
yeah, it's been nice, man.
How is just the difference of, or I guess how important is the company, like a Coldwell, into your business, and as opposed to just you handling your own business and
Sure.
doing your own business and that kind of thing.
Sure, I think it's important that the agent is
Yeah.
a top-notch agent, right?
Yeah.
However, there is something to be said for a company such as Coldwell Banker having such a broad reach, so many agents on island. All those connections can only be positive, to your business.
Yeah.
So
It's true.
I highly feel that being part of a well-known global company is beneficial to my business, and I have seen it benefit me in ways that I think other companies may not have been able to.
Mm-hmm.
But I am extremely blessed to be part of the Coldwell Banker Ohana.
Sometimes I think about that, and I just think about being a part of the global company.
Mm-hmm.
And you have nice big listings. You're not marketing just to Hawaii residents sometimes you're going mainland, sometimes you're going international. And I'm guessing that's kind of where a company like that helps.
100%.
That's awesome.
So there's a certain price point where you have to start looking at different markets, or different buyers are going to be coming from the mainland, are going to be
Right.
coming from Europe, Asia. So you have to have a company who's able to broadcast
Right.
that type of listing across its network.
That's true.
And luckily, Coldwell Banker has that network.
Do you have a specialty in real estate? I mean, is it representing the sellers? Is it representing the buyers? Is it investors?
Sure.
First-time home buyers?
Yeah.
Anything?
Yeah, I think my niche is definitely probably not first-time home buyers, but
Okay.
the second. It's the move up,
Gotcha.
right? It's the move up, and then also investors.
Gotcha.
I tend to split probably my workload into 50% buyers, 50% sellers.
Nice.
Recently, it's been a lot of buyers,
Yes.
but in the next upcoming months, it's going to be a lot pro-heavy, sellers.
I'll
So-
share, just on the side note here,
Mhm.
one of the structures that, when you mentioned the step up, right? You own your first place, and now we're looking at maybe selling that condo that we bought first time together.
Mhm.
Now we're looking at buying the home or whatever.
Yep.
One of the structures that I get asked frequently is, how do I structure that? Do I have to sell my place first? Can I rent it?
Mhm.
How do I qualify for the next place? And so I guess I'll just take this opportunity to share. We can use that, we call it departing residence rental income, and we can use projected rental income from that property that you're leaving to help offset the cost of that mortgage to help us qualify for the next one. And that's something that people are often asking about, and how do I get to the next one? And so I just will share that
Yep.
up front here.
And what is that percentage ratio that you're able to use?
We are able to use 75% of the gross rent.
Okay.
And it's not just, it's 75% of the gross rent. If you're able to secure a tenant even before we close,
Mhm.
we can use whatever they put on that lease agreement. Not exactly just what market is or what an appraiser says.
Mhm.
And that's kind of a nice area that gives us some leeway there. We,
Yeah.
look for the right tenant, I
Okay.
guess.
And I know there's some stipulations as to you know, renting to family, right? Like, what are those regulations or stipulations?
I guess if I'm advising the client, I'm probably asking them not to look at renting to family,
Mm-hmm.
just because what I don't want to do is propose a file and say, hey, they're going to be receiving $3,000 a month from Auntie Jackie, and we have the same last name, and then it just starts to feel a little funky.
Yeah.
And we don't want that kind of energy in our file.
Yeah.
We want clean, good tenant, get a copy of the check, deposit that thing. But if that's the case and it has to be done and we are renting to Auntie Jackie, you know what? It is what it is, and I'll have to move forward with it. But if I'm advising them up front, I'm probably telling them,
Okay.
let's try to stay away from that.
It's a good thing to put out there, definitely.
Yeah, because, I think that is something that people want to do, right? Keep it in the family and whatnot. But
Sure.
it starts to look and feel a little odd
Right.
on paper, and that's a tough one. You're representing buyers in our market.
Mm-hmm.
Are you seeing hurdles for them in contracts or offers that are getting accepted? Is there anything like consistent there? Is it down payment?
Mm-hmm.
Are we getting beat out by cash buyers still?
Mm-hmm.
Are we waiving contingencies?
Sure.
Anything like that?
I'd say over the last 6 months, we have definitely seen a shift in what's happening. Previously, what was happening in the market.
Yeah.
I kind of look at it, and I also counsel my buyers
Yeah.
as to, I feel this is probably an opportunity for them to actually get into something. Otherwise, they would have had issues getting in 12 months ago. So I always try to look at the bright side. Here we have what we have in front of us,
Mm-hmm.
right? We have a little bit higher interest rates, but I try to tell them, like, let's not focus on interest rates, right? Let's try and focus on getting the lowest price that we can for a specific property that they want to be in.
Mm-hmm.
And at that point, I feel that there's not as many quote unquote players or buyers in the market at this moment.
Oh, yeah.
So with that being said, I feel like it gives us a little bit more of an advantage to secure a property,
Yeah.
for our buyers.
I couldn't agree more. I feel like there's a pent-up energy and pent-up demand of buyers just on the sideline. But I think those that you might be advising and are coming in
Mm-hmm.
right now have a big advantage on price.
Yeah.
And like you said, getting into something that they want at the right price. The price is forever. Interest rate is what it is.
Mm-hmm.
We can always refinance. But coming in at a good price is really nice. And meanwhile, a lot are on the sideline.
Sure.
And I think you kind of lower that demand thing.
Yeah. So it's a conversation piece to have with your buyers
Mm-hmm.
or your clients or even your sellers,
Yeah.
right? You want to let them know, like, what the conditions of the market are, right? What you can expect.
Mm-hmm.
And just being positive about going out there and grabbing that property,
Yeah.
because there is no time to buy than the time that's now in front of us, right?
It's like planting a tree, right?
It
Best
is.
time to plant a tree
It is.
right now.
Let's get them out of that rental pool. Let's get them actually paying their hard-earned money
Yeah.
towards their principal,
Oh, yeah.
right? It's like a little savings bank.
It is.
Right.
It comes back to you. I don't know, just a lot of benefit. And I think
Mm-hmm.
even to like our local Honolulu market, even in the national news right now, it's like it can be negative.
Mhm.
And it's hard because the buyers call and they say, hey, is this true? Is it this? But man, our market has been so resilient here.
Mm-hmm.
And for somebody to come in at a time like now, nobody has the crystal ball, but it's like I just don't foresee, and I hate going here, but I just don't foresee this like huge drop off on value.
Yeah.
And I don't like getting into there, but if we can get in at a good price, why not?
Sure.
And let's get in now, and catch this wave potentially if demand ever picks up again.
For sure.
Whew.
For for sure. What are your thoughts on the interest rate environment over the last couple months and heading into the future?
You know, it just feels like it feels like it's the lower rate is always, it's been coming now for like the last 6 months. It's like always like 3 months ahead. And it's always 3 months ahead, and we're always kind of like looking towards this time when it's gonna make a little drop down, and it just hasn't. And honestly, I've kind of just had to take an approach that I have no control of the interest rate, and I don't know what's gonna happen tomorrow. I'm kind of, you know, there are a lot of mortgage experts that have predicted that the rates were going to drop last November,
Sure.
that they were going to drop big time on May 10. And here we are, and none of that's happened. And so I've started to just dismiss a lot of these, you know, ideas and whatnot, and just kind of buy into, this is where we are, this is what we have. And I'm kind of the mindset that, you know what, if we're at 6.5% and we lock that and we buy, and interest rates continue to increase after we bought, we're going to look back and feel pretty good about 6.5. And I remember having this conversation when we were at 4.5. People were like, I'm not doing 4.5.
Yep.
Well, looking back, we kill for 4.5. And so, you know, maybe 6.5 continues to go up. All right, we're going to feel good about it. If it comes down, we refinance it. You know, meanwhile, we've just at least owned our property for this entire time, reaping the benefits of home ownership. But if you don't get in the game because you're afraid of the interest rate and it continues to rise, and you're still looking back and saying, oh man, like, you know, I wish we got in when it was 6.5. You know, and if it drops, and, you know, buyers saying, hey, I'm not going to get in until the rates drop again. Okay, cool. And they do drop, and you are a fortune teller, but welcome everybody else in, you know, and then we're going to be in that buyer market from 2 years ago.
Yes.
When there's the line outside the open house on Sunday. That was Super Bowl Sunday, there was like a line. You know, and we're back in that thing where we're, you know, bidding a big premium.
Sure.
Big buyer pool, lots of offers. I mean, more than now.
Yep.
And, you know, that's its own kind of market too.
Yep.
And so just because of that, I really buy into coming in now. Let's take what we got. We can look at different options, whether it's a fixed rate, adjustable rate, if we want something a little lower. But let's get in now, and I think that's always going to give us our best options moving forward.
Yeah, that's why it's so important to work with a lender that has like these options in their tool belt.
Yeah.
Right? These tools to make it work.
Yeah.
Gotta make the loan work somehow, some way.
Yep.
Get into the property. You know, you had mentioned that been seeing lines out the door. You know, like waiting for potential buyers to come in and tour property. Today we're at what, 6.5, just a little north of 6.5%.
Yep.
And guess what? We're still seeing lines out the door.
Yep.
You know, I just this morning I was you know, browsing MLS, and I was looking at actives that went into escrow. Okay. I believe there's 22 that went within the last 24 hours. 22 homes that went into escrow in the last 22 hours. And of those 22, I would say a good portion, at least half, were going into escrow less than 14 days, less than 2 weeks. And, you know, that's to show you like, hey, people are you know, they're slowly getting off the fence of 6.5, you know, can I truly afford it? You know, that's why you have to be able to counsel your buyers and tell them, look, maybe we can't afford, you know, such and such property at this price point, but let's go look at a different price point. Or this property may have dropped down in price just a tad, you know? However, let's work with a good lender.
I think that's a good
and just
idea.
have good options on the table for us.
Yeah.
Right?
I agree.
So
I wanted to make sure that I had a chance to share about the TV show, because that is amazing. And it's called The American Dream. You're selected. Can you tell me about the show?
Sure.
What your role in that is?
Yeah, like
It's
this.
awesome.
Yeah, I'm pretty jazzed about it. So thank you. We there were a few agents that were hand selected to, I guess, audition for this TV show, and I don't know what happened, but I was selected
What do you
to
mean you don't know, Travis? We know.
to be a co-host for
Gotcha.
the American Dream TV.
Cool.
And you know, it's not like HGTV or you know, selling Los Angeles or LA
Gotcha.
or whatever. It's not a reality show. It's actual real show, talking about, you know, community,
Okay.
lifestyle, and of course real estate.
Okay.
But my platform on it is to feature the neighborhood in which I live in, and you know, I want to talk about all the good things about that,
Mm-hmm.
and the neighborhood being Kahala. And I just want to show what all the benefits, all the voices of the community,
Mm-hmm.
the small businesses. You know, these are the people that I want to get on the show
Mm-hmm.
and feature, because you know, their voices, their work, they need to be heard.
Absolutely.
And I'm excited to share with the, you know, the world basically, as
Yeah.
to you know, what's happening in Honolulu, Hawaii, you know, in our small little community.
It's a nice place to be featured also. I mean, for Hawaii, and put that out there. It's beautiful. Dang, I'm excited for you. When does that start or like air?
Yeah, so we're gonna be doing our first filming next week,
Okay.
with the first episode to air sometime in July.
Oh, quick.
Yeah, so it's right around the corner.
Right.
And I'm excited. The first episode that I'm able to, you know, to interview, or the people, the businesses that I'm able to interview. You know, I'm excited. I'm not gonna give it out yet, but you know,
Ask.
you're just gonna have to wait to see.
Sneak peek us.
But it's gonna be I think it's gonna be great. Not only for me featuring them, but for the community to hear like what these people are actually doing
Yeah.
in the neighborhood.
I think that's so nice and big right now to
Yeah.
support each other. It's a weird time in the economy,
Sure.
and I mean, anything we can do to just keep our community strong,
Yes.
let's do it.
Yes.
You know,
I'm a firm believer in that.
I mean, we got to do that kind of stuff. So I love that.
Can we talk about
Yeah.
buyer's market?
Yeah.
Because like, we're, you know, people are saying like, oh, are we in a buyer's market right now?
Yeah.
And data shows us that we're not. We're still in a seller's market.
Gotcha.
Um,
Is that just Hawaii? Just Honolulu?
Yeah, so I'm only speaking about Oahu
Gotcha.
today, but you know, how they get to what is a seller's or what is a buyer's market is months of remaining inventory.
Got it.
Okay, of homes. So today we are at under 3 months of inventory. I believe it's like 2.5 for single family homes, 2.7 months for condos.
Okay.
And that is an extremely considerable like buyer's market still.
Oh, really?
Okay, because I think the break point is going to be a 6 month. So once it hits 6 months, it technically turns into a buyer's market.
Where were we maybe like 2 years ago?
Yeah.
When it was hot.
Yeah.
I mean, that had to have been.
Yeah, we were teetering a little bit above 1 month.
Huh. Goodness.
Yeah. So that means if no properties came onto the market
Mm-hmm.
at all, ever, all the remaining inventory would sell within 1 month.
Goodness.
Yeah.
And now we're kind of at 2.5.
Yep.
Gotcha. And then it doesn't become really a buyer's market until we start to crack into the 6 month area.
Mm-hmm.
I got it. Yeah, it's I think for me, it's on my side. What I see is, I mean, at least I feel a little better, because I think a couple of years ago, not that I feel better, but a couple of years ago, I just felt like we were waiving a lot of things, and slowly that's starting to little bit come back to the buyer side.
Yeah.
I think strategy wise and putting together, you know, and negotiating a good offer, which is your lane.
Mm-hmm.
But you know, we got to do things that we got to do to make an attractive offer. But at least I think slowly I'm seeing some of those things come back to the buyer.
Sure.
And just for me, when I only work with the buyers, I find that to be kind of nice. But I agree, certainly doesn't feel like a buyer's market.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, there are still these products in Honolulu that are hot, that everybody wants, like you said.
Yeah.
A single family home under $2 million.
Yeah.
I mean, you probably are seeing the line.
It's
days.
there.
Yeah.
It's
I mean,
there.
they're
People.
highly desirable.
Yeah. And there's a lot of cash out there as well too.
Cool.
There's a lot of cash, so I'm not sure if mom and dad or grandpa, grandma are pitching in,
Mm-hmm.
or they're just saving up from good investments or a good job. But it's not necessarily as crucial today to have an all cash offer. You're able
Gotcha.
to get in to a property
Yep.
and tie it up with financing.
Yes. Yes.
And it's been I have seen that switch or that transition as of late.
Gotcha.
Yeah, but in no sense is it truly a buyer's market. There's still going to be
Yeah.
competition.
Well,
Yeah.
there is. I mean, it's hard.
Mm-hmm.
I think about some of the because I give props to the buyers right now that are looking.
Yeah.
Just because I do see the ones on the side, and I kind of just want to encourage them to come in and jump in the pool.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
Yeah.
look, dude, it's time to go get it right now.
Mm-hmm.
And those that are looking, yeah, I'm really excited for them because I just think what a great opportunity
Sure.
right now. But like you said, it's not exactly their time.
Yeah.
Where they're just calling all of the shots, naming the price. Yeah. And I think we still got to remember what kind of market we're in. It's very resilient, strong local market. And because of that, we got to make strong, resilient offers.
Yes, I agree.
Yeah.
And just because we're on an island, we can't develop as quickly as what buyers are needing housing at.
Mm-hmm.
We are kind of, and I don't like to get into recession proof or crash proof. Like again, no crystal ball in front of us. But Hawaii is a damn good market.
Hawaii's a great market.
To invest in, to buy in.
Mm-hmm.
We are going to be seeing equity increases over the long term. And then we're able to use that type of equity to do other things if we want to. Either sell and move up to something else, or maybe take out a line of credit and use that to invest in something else, or to possibly you pay the favor and maybe help someone else get into a property, right? A child or a grandchild.
Actually.
So there are a lot of options out there, and it's a good thing to buy, not to rent. Like let's for those agents that have able-bodied buyers, they financially can qualify. They're doing them a disservice if they're telling them, hey, let's wait for our little interest rate to drop like 0.5% or whatever it may be. It's the time is now, and that goes for sellers too. Like the buyers are out there. Okay, so
that's a good point too. I mean, I don't work at all with the sellers, but I think there's a idea out there that maybe it's not a good time to sell because where are the buyers?
Right.
They're there.
They're
out there.
They're there.
And they are turning around, kind of like you said, as far as the inventory and the turnover.
Mm-hmm.
It's happening.
Yeah.
It's just I am thankful to be in this market.
Yeah.
It's nice
And if more sellers got on board, knowing that the buyers are still out there, that makes a healthy market, right? Now you got your sellers who are putting properties on the market.
That's true.
And then you have your buyers that are going to be there.
Yeah.
Right. So it's a cyclical thing, but we need to have those sellers.
We do.
Yeah.
We do. All right. I like it. Is there anything else you want to cover?
You want to talk about your seminar or your lender origination fee?
Yeah. If this is kind of a nice one. If we're doing a VA loan purchase, veteran comes in to one of our monthly seminars. We waive their lender origination fee, which is really nice. It's like a $1,250 benefit just to come in and learn about something that they earned as being a veteran. Some of the powerful things of a VA loan: 0% down, no mortgage insurance, no loan limit, and typically you're able to qualify for a lot more under the VA loan as opposed to like a conventional or FHA loan. And so when I look at VA buyers who have that entitlement kind of sitting, what a good opportunity for them to come into a nice market again, invest, do something good for themselves that they earn.
Yes.
As being a veteran and serving. So
they got the benefit, might as well use it.
Use that thing. It is awesome. I mean, that loan is just, to me, like loans always have a balance. And just coming from like a banking background,
Mhm.
you know, loans, everything is risk based. We're gonna give a little bit here, but then we kind of got to balance it out here, and you
Sure.
can see that in conventional loans.
Yeah.
We're gonna take a lower down payment. We're gonna offset it with an insurance policy, the mortgage insurance policy. There's always this kind of give and take, except for VA loans. It's just give.
Yeah.
Everything is awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Typically lower interest rate, again, no percent down, no MI. I mean, you got to use that thing. It is a great loan. I love it. So you mentioned earlier that you've been in real estate now for 6 years. What were you doing prior to that?
So prior to that, I was a landscape contractor.
Yo, yes.
Yeah. So after college, I had the choice of going into marketing,
Gotcha.
which I didn't get a degree in, but
Okay.
I was very passionate about marketing.
Okay.
Or come home and help dad. Dad had a landscape company, so of course come home and help family.
Yes.
And I came home and I worked with him, for a good number of years, and then after that I set out on my own and started my own landscape company, and we were going strong at it for about 10 years
Wow.
or so. And those skills that I've learned in the landscape industry allowed me to be very close to construction projects.
Gotcha.
So I've been around a fair share of construction projects from the beginning stages
Mhm.
to the final completion and finishes. So those experiences, I feel really help me in terms of when it comes to actually taking a listing on,
Mhm.
talking intelligently about a property,
Mhm.
knowing how to market it, how to, curb appeal it.
I was just gonna mention the curb appeal.
Yeah.
I think landscaping is huge.
Yeah.
Green grass and some, color.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Yeah.
I get fired up.
On a construction budget,
Mm-hmm.
landscaping is the very last item
Mm-hmm.
to get value engineered out,
Gotcha.
right? So
Yeah.
that's, don't have enough money, you spent it all on your Italian tile.
Yeah.
The last thing to go is going to be landscaping. So landscaping is one of the things that, kind of get overlooked.
Mm.
And, I feel like that's a disservice, especially if you're trying to, flip the home,
Yeah.
right? So like if you're trying to rehab a fixer-upper,
Mm-hmm.
do not take your eye off the curb appeal and the landscaping. It's tried and true. Anytime there's a yard,
Yeah.
there's going to be buyers out the door. And if it's a nice green yard, you up your chances more,
Yeah.
of getting a solid offer and a good price.
That's a nice background actually to have.
Mhm.
Thinking about, just how do we provide value to your buyers, to your sellers, to people that own property. Landscaping is huge. It's beautiful. It's nice on the eyes.
Yeah.
Makes you feel good to water grass.
Yeah.
I am now a grass waterer myself.
All right.
So,
All right.
I don't know. I'm getting into it.
Yeah.
I buy that.
And then there's, I don't want to get too geeky on you, but then there's also other types of grass that don't drink as much water as other types. So we can get into that on another podcast.
I'm gonna need to ask you about that because River I Got drinks a lot.
Yeah.
We have that in common. We both have problems.
Yeah.
I am the Zoisha for sure. All right. Thank you very much for your
Thank
time.
you very much, Shane. Appreciate your time
Absolutely.
today, man.
Absolutely.
Yep.
That was good.